All right, everyone. This is it. It is
Take
the
two. Final rankings.
last last rankings. Um, Before we dive in, we just did the jury roundtable. Um, and because this is, I mean, like, unless we have a huge change of heart and we feel like we need to do an addendum recap of the finale, which like I don't think we're really gonna want to do. I feel like once the season ends, it ends. Um, Truly, no matter how this season ends, what a fucking season it's been. I've had honestly this era of BBSS, this third era, which I think, and Stephen agree with me or disagree with me, but I think like this, I think conclusively ends our third section of seasons. Um, and
Crazy.
just like thinking back on from season 11, where we started fresh after 10 and the introduction of obviously Paige, who's here, but like Eric and Dally and Alfred and Jacob and Dakota and all them, and how we've then moved into 12, which was, lackluster, and then 13,
But
which
still
had
had person like Simona. Big brought in Sean.
it saw, I mean, this era saw the return of Maeve and Dalton.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, and again, I didn't start this conversation to talk about other seasons. We'll do a thing in the future if we want to talk about all the past season in the moments,
We should do
but
awards again. The awards were
um,
good.
that we'll get there. We'll get there. Um, the but 13 was even better, into 14, which was better, into 15, which was really great, into 16, which like definitely my favorite era of this, or my favorite season of this era of this stretch, not even close. Um
I don't know. I have to say, I did really like 15.
no, 15 is absolutely up there in my personal top
I
five
think I need some
seasons.
time before I make a decision. I think I feel so chaotic right now that
And granted, and this ending will absolutely affect. Because if there's one thing that this jury roundtable has shown us is this is not nearly as fucking locked up as we thought it was.
as it should be.
Holy shit. As it should be, literally. Um, oh my God. Okay. I mean, wow. All to say, we're going to have a really fucking exciting finale. We'll talk about what happened at the roundtable as we talk about each person. It's fitting that we start talking about Amanda, who is our fourth place person. So shall we just go ahead and dive in?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, starting off with
Final three, first of all. Oh, not final three. Sorry, I didn't change this. Oop. Sorry, I'm gonna change this.
go ahead. Oh my God, I'm think
Amanda robbed. Let's just say
uh,
that. Amanda, I was texting earlier. I can't believe we live in a world where Amanda Eleni like would have won the season but was robbed fourth place. I can't believe
she
we live in that world because I love her.
forever like listen, let's talk exactly. Let's talk about this straight. As we were talking about um this era of seasons. Let's go back to the second era for just a moment, season 7. Um our previous top season. Um And Amanda leaves that season being one of the most iconic figures in the season 7 lore, in the week 3 house meeting lore, that evolving thing. Like she was solidifying that pattern. And for years, it was always just like, oh, remember Amanda and that crazy week? Me too. And she's back and had a whole ass season. And you're right. Had she made it to the final two chairs, whether it's I mean, at the end of the day, if she gets the votes, it's deserved. But whether or not she played what I view, speaking from me personally, as the most impressive game, like the fact that like this is now forever locked into canon. Amanda would have won had she got to the end, did all these things. She won comps. She like what is she? She won two vetoes, was it?
Two
Did she
vetoes.
win
Yeah.
an HOH? Yeah, two
You
vetoes.
want to
Like
be on an HOH? Yeah.
she's just done so.
Let's see. Yeah, an HOH and two vetoes.
Wow. I mean, like
Veto
she's
to
just
a veto to save herself in week 3. She was going to be evicted week 3, and she won the veto to save herself. And we all went, it's just buying her some time. And then she did it. She got back in the game. She made the final 4. The jury loved her. Sorry.
oh, this was everything. What a season for Amanda. I'm ultimately so happy that like we got a full season with Amanda. Shout out Jory and the dog. I don't know. I'm just like I'm so happy she played again. I'm so happy we got her here. Um, I'm gonna I'm gonna give her the same score I gave Liz, which was a 3. Maybe it's a little low, but unfortunately, the reality is after I'm all down to hype up Amanda. Comma but wait, hold on, let me change the color. Um, comma but the reality was that she was walking into this final four being evicted by I want to say everyone here. Maybe not Matt. And
No, I think Matt would have evicted Luke.
um yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And not the and Amanda unfortunately just walked in here against like not can you stop ringing me? I keep losing my train of thoughts. Liz and Luke, who keep wanting to ring me. Um, uh, she just these endgame comps, she knew she had to study, and she was respectfully like, "Fuck that, I'm not doing that." And you know what? Like, work. But at the same time, it's kind of what you got to do if you really want to win these. And Luke put in the work, and that's why he won. And Amanda did not, and that's okay. But it is going to be a 3 for me. An incredible season, an incredible arc. I love her so much. And this is just where the road ends for her.
Yeah, I was considering a 4 because she would have won. Um, I feel like I can't do that because she literally told me on FaceTime that she was throwing the veto, and I was like,
Yeah,
okay.
wait. Actually, let's talk about that for a sec. She sent in diagrams. She was like, I don't think I want to win this veto. And I'm like, girl, you're not Sean Bierman. You can't intention. I'm like, you can't do that. You're not dealing like you're not in that spot. You can't do that. And then she did it. So yeah.
So I'm going for a 3 as well. At least for nothing else than to have the self awareness that she would have gone home if she didn't win the veto. Um, I love Amanda though. I will never stop singing Amanda's praises. I love everything about her. She's so funny. She's so I don't give a shit. She's so like this is just a game, but I want to win. Like I love it. And I have been we've been dying to have Amanda back for 9 seasons now. And I'm like so glad that she gave what I was hoping her to give for like 3 years, almost 4 years. So Amanda finishes out with a 3. And why don't we, since we're in the final rankings, why don't we do a little
Huh?
let's look at Amanda's season here.
Oh, look at that. Never above a 6. That tracks.
That's not surprising. But like
Unfortunately,
started off well.
She started off in one of the best positions. Um, but honestly, wait, like let's look at. Oh, I was about to say she never went that low. I guess that line is a 2. So,
That's a 2.5, yeah.
that's the yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah. She has some rough moments, but like, listen, she gave the whole season.
she did. And can't be mad about that.
Amanda is more than anything else, more than a lot of these people on the jury. I'll say that for sure. She's just real.
She is real.
Maybe she doesn't have the best read on the game. Maybe she's walking into the jury being like spewing what she perceives as real, which is not real. But ultimately, and this is what I love about Amanda, she's like, yeah, I heard Diego was talking shit about me, and like, you know what? Like, okay, fuck it. Like, if Diego doesn't like me, whatever, we still talk game. Like, it's not that deep. And because you know what? It's not that deep. It's not that serious. She was here and she was like, yeah, fuck it. While we're here, we're gonna play. And you know, if I go home, it's not that serious.
Which I love.
You will never catch Amanda crying at at a veto competition or the final speeches, unlike some other people who I love dearly. But it's not that serious.
To be fair, we do make it that serious, but I
We make it that
I
serious, but people
appreciate Amanda for not feeding into that.
we make it well, I don't think we make it that serious. I think we put in high production value, so people make it feel very serious for
It makes it
themselves.
serious. Like we make.
But
To be fair, like and
also,
I wouldn't have it any other way. Like I am glad people take this seriously, but I am also equally appreciative of Amanda for not like.
I love a work-life balance.
Yes, me too.
Anyway,
Uh,
Amanda, we've
that's
loved
how
having you this
Amanda
season.
finishes the season.
Ultimately, I will say I'm glad she's not in the finale because I don't think I would have wanted Amanda to win this season. And I think she would have had she made it to the end. But I am super glad that she made it this far.
Brandon.
Brandon, okay. Um, here's the thing. After it's all said and done, I do still stand firmly on where I was at last week in terms of saying that of this final three of Brandon, Luke, and Matt, that I think he has the lowest chance of winning.
I think Brandon and Matt are so up in the air right now. I think different members of the jury hate them both so much.
Here's the thing. It's for me, what's was made abundantly clear at this jury roundtable is no one when it comes to Luke and Matt's game, the jury is able to look at them both and acknowledge that, damn, yeah, they really played the game. However, in Luke's case, was all of the unnecessarily lying necessary? Did I need to feel that? No. In Matt's case, do I think you made dumb moves for yourself? And did we all leave feeling like screwed by you when it didn't make sense for your game and you were making moves for other people? Yeah. However, if they're in the end and they can own that and that it got there, it's a question of are they going to be bitter against them or not? Unfortunately for Brandon, no one in this like right now, it feels honestly to me, and people have won this game before. Emma Mac, how you doing?
I think
But
she's mentioned
it's
every single season.
gonna become a thing of like, I don't think anyone, even with no matter what, because I don't, unfortunately, I don't anticipate Brandon having a great case in the end. I'm gonna be so real. Maybe I'm underestimating
I
him. I
don't
don't
know.
anticipate.
I wouldn't underestimate him either.
Um, but I don't anticipate him having a great case. And for me, I think the question that a lot of the jury is gonna be asking themselves is Brandon putting up enough of a case for it to be worth it to them to not vote for one of the other two sitting next to them? I don't think that anyone is going to leave the final two speeches being like, I think that Brandon played the best game out of these three. I don't think anyone's going to leave there. I think the question becomes, will people be like, okay, I appreciate what Brandon, if you'll call me one more fucking time, listen, Luke, get out of my calls. I'm on rankings and I told you this. I'll say it again.
Just mute your phone.
Um, the see now my thoughts have been derailed. Um,
Just give your score.
it it's a question of
Yes,
is he
if
going to be able to
people
say
will be
enough
bitter against other
people
people,
care. So with that being said, I do feel as though he has a chance to win now, whereas I didn't feel that before. So I will be raising my score. However, due to his uh performance in this week's veto, as well as what I think he intends to do in taking Luke to the end, I'm only going to raise it to a 5. Um, I don't feel like he deserves to be in a red score area, but I don't think that he's got this win on lock enough for me to be in a green score. So it's gonna be a 5, and that's a nice average place to be in my opinion.
I definitely don't think he has the win on lock, but I don't think that means that I can't give him a green score. I'm gonna go to a 6. I think one voice that we were missing tonight, I think,
With Sean's.
was Sean's.
Absolutely.
And I think Sean had a lot of things to say about him in his like pre-typed message. I think Brandon has done this before many times. And I would not underestimate him in a final jury speech.
Here's the thing. Also, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. Don't come for me, everyone. By everyone, I mean the people that are gonna come for me for saying this. Let's paint this out. Let's paint this out. Let's say Brandon wins the final HOH and takes Luke. Or let's say Luke wins the final HOH and takes Brandon. I don't think
That was really awkward because I could not hear you.
I
This
don't
cut you out.
uh, um I don't think my read on the situation, I don't think that Brandon's gonna try all that hard to beat Luke. I think Brandon's gonna want Luke to win.
We'll see.
If it's Brandon versus Matt,
Brandon
maybe
versus
different.
Matt would be very, very interesting, I think.
Very interesting. But
I
if it's
don't
Brandon
really
versus Luke,
necessarily want it, but it would be very interesting.
I would be really interested to see what happens. But
After
yeah,
I mourn the loss of the season.
I would anticipate Brandon not trying too hard to beat Luke if he's in the end with Luke. That's my read.
We'll see. And we'll leave it at that. 5.5 for Brandon as he finishes out. Shoot. Shoot, 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 shoot. This is very tricky. Oh, I hate when this happens. And let's take a look at Brandon this season. Is that Brandon? Oh, yeah, but he has a blue line. But that's Brandon. Maybe I could just. That's Brandon.
Yes, Brandon's line. He had the number one score for like 2 weeks there in the middle when he's up there at that 7, is it? Yeah.
7, yeah.
He definitely here's the thing about Brandon's game. He's played a really good, solid game in the middle for a while. And unfortunately, where you see that teeter off is where it becomes clear that maybe he's not acting as self-interestedly and actually playing the middle. Um, I said it before, I think it would have been more key for him to ride with people like Paige and Sean. However, he had different intentions, and listen, he's still in the end here, so we'll see what happens.
I'm very glad Brandon came back to play. This was someone that, played one time, got out because of people we don't like, kind of robbed. Was always someone in our mind that he's never going to play again. Like, that was his time. He's done. Asked him back on a whim because someone else dropped out right before the season started. He kind of gave us a wishy-washy answer at first. He said, "Oh, like if I'm holding someone else's spot, like go with somebody else." And we're like, "No, we asked you because we want you." And I am so glad that we first of all have the return of someone from season 6, someone who played again almost 4 years ago at this point. Someone who had such potential the first time around that could have really made waves in the calmness of a pond that was season 6 that had terrible players and inactive players. He really could have made his impact there. Could have given Sean a run for his money at the end if he was there. So I'm glad he's back, and I'm glad he's in the final 3 because you know what? He's here and everyone else isn't. And that's something I always say about the final 3.
Yeah, literally. I'm also, yeah, just speaking on that, literally exactly on that note, I'm so glad that, like, I don't know, I hope, Brandon, hello, if you're watching this, I like so much of why I've loved hosting this for now, vomit 5 years, crazy, has been, it started with our close friends from home, as we've said countless times. But even then, people like Dan and like Maeve, who like I really didn't know in high school, that are now some of my closest friends from home because of this. And then moving on to like not like it feels weird to say, but like people like Sean and Eric and Morgan and Simona and all you other people that I'm not immediately like, I don't know. Like I am just like very good friends with a lot of people, and I hope that Brandon becomes one of those people. I've so like we didn't get to talk that much during season 6, and it was also like he was gone often or whatever. Um, but like I don't know, Brandon's awesome, and like hope to really like keep in touch with Brandon because he's great.
All right. And that's Brandon's season as he continues his fight towards the end. Great. They're all going to be blue, by the way, when they come up. So
I've gathered.
thanks, Luke.
Okay,
Luke,
I'm gonna start
the
with
fluke.
I'm gonna start with my perspective. Um, Luke has played one of the best singular games that we have ever seen on
Like
one
again.
of our seasons. Again, he has solidified himself up there, and I said this last week, with like Maeve is, I think, concretely the person that I would say is the best player of our franchise. Even if Luke doesn't win this season, I could confidently put him at number 2. And if he does win this season, like he's just he's just absolutely killed it. He's absolutely killed it. Um, just talking about it, yes, from a competitions perspective, very impressive. He's now like up there on the veto leaderboard. He's got the record for this season, which I predicted. And like kills it in that regard. Ultimately, I don't give a shit about competitions as much. We've had a lot of winners that can win out, and that's whatever. Hi Tyler, hi Sean, nice to see you. Socially, he's been in with everyone, and people can be mad about it, but like let's talk about it. He's had Liz in his corner, he had Diego in his corner, he has Brandon in his corner, he has Matt in his corner, he had Faven saving him with the veto after like not really talking. He had good conversations with Sean. He had Chloe in his corner. He had um not a lot of this pre-jurors, but you know what? They went pre-jury. Like,
Why?
no, like it's just like he's killed it. And then strategically, the moves that he's been able to pull off, I'm just going to run through off the top of my head. One, convincing Matt to tie the vote for him to evict Peyton. Insane. That was Luke's move.
Week 1, winning the veto and getting rid of Amina.
Faven and getting rid of Amina. His move. Convincing Chloe Farmer not to use the power of veto on herself. His move. Putting targets in front of him. Getting rid of Liz. His move. Getting rid of Ryan after all that time. His move.
This is his season.
It's his season. It's his season. No,
Whether he wins it or not.
He wins. It's his season. And I hope to God that he wins because, oh my God, he deserves it. I'll say this. I would much rather him get third. I would be able to stomach him getting third. If he loses a jury vote, jurors, you're going to have a stern talking to from me. If Luke loses this season,
Can I go first?
yeah, you can go first. Well, if you want to go first, I have more to say about why I think I'm giving a certain score.
Okay, then you can go.
With all of that being said, if I'm existing in a vacuum, it's not even it's a 10. It's a 10 10 10 to 10 10 to 10 10 10. There is one other elephant room in the room that we gotta discuss, and that is how the jury's feeling. Luke does not have this unlocked, and that is the reality that we're living in. So, as much as I would love to give him a 10, the reality is I feel like he's not sitting in a 10 position. And it sucks because my soul hurts at the idea that Luke right now isn't getting a 10. That feels incorrect. But the
I'm gonna go
reality,
first. I'm gonna give him a 10, and I
okay,
understand that it is not locked by any means. Like I feel so uncomfortable with him right now after that round table. We're sitting here and talking about how he is one of the best people to ever play this game. Listen, all of the moves that he just made, he's a 10 even if he doesn't win the season, in my opinion.
honestly, you've sold it for me. He's a 10.
Like,
And you know what? And honestly, if he's a 10 and he doesn't win the season, jury, you just didn't vote someone that's a 10 to be the winner, and you're dumb as shit.
yeah, like this, like I probably would have stayed at a 9 if we didn't just go through all of those moves that he just made pretty much solely by himself. Like, he's a 10 if he doesn't win, and he's even more than that if I think if he wins this game. Seriously. Like, especially after especially it's not even a lock tomorrow. He would have to convince the jury tomorrow to vote for him to win. That's even more impressive than going in as a locked winner. So, I yeah, completely deserved. I wouldn't be comfortable giving him anything less than a 10 after
You're right. And
what
you
he's
know what?
done
You're
this
right.
season.
Like, I don't know why I'm so concerned about what the jury's going to think. Because at the end of the day, Luke has played a 10 game, and this has been a 10 season for Luke. And Luke, I know you're watching this because, you never got your final rankings for season 14, which you love to remind us of.
Hope they saved my thing. Okay.
But
Uh,
you'll certainly get them this time.
um,
It's a 10.
I hope you're watching this in triumph and not in despair.
I, oh my God. There's such a high chance that he
Here's the
doesn't
thing.
win this
I
either for good.
don't.
But
I
here's the thing. Let alone the fact that the jury might not vote for him. I do feel as though that the jury will come around. Let's talk about this. Because we're not doing another rankings, we can just talk spoilers. Luke did not win part 1 of the HOH. Part 2, not a lock for him. Not
but
in
I
the
think it's
slightest.
I would be I feel my odds are higher on Luke than they are on Matt.
Sure, but it's not like the web where I'm like, okay, Luke's gonna win. Like, if Matt won this, not shocked.
I like
We've seen crazier things happen into part 2.
I think Luke is up there with probably one of the people that has studied the most in any season of this game.
I mean, did you see the notes that he sent for the web?
Yes, insane. Like honestly, the only thing that is in my mind right now is Eric making a Quizlet. That is like the only other thing that's in my mind right now. I think like he's for the next 24 hours of this game, he is like eat, breathe, sleep, living the past 33 days of the season. I think he's gonna look at a clue and it's like already gonna be in the boxes by the time he finishes reading the clue. I think I don't want to be overconfident, but I feel like I will eat my words if I'm wrong that he doesn't win part two and part three.
He's knock on wood, right.
Especially against Brandon. If he's in part three against Brandon,
Part 3, I agree with, but part 2 is what I'm more worried about. And
true.
here's the thing: if he's in part 3, he's against Brandon, and Brandon's taking him anyway. Like, that's not a worry. Part 3 is not the issue. Part
Part
2
two.
is the problem.
Yeah.
And it's a crossword puzzle. It's not a web where it's hard. Like, he definitely can do it easily, but it's not a locked thing.
This needs not screwed up. And you need to make it like I feel like sometimes they're not hard enough. You need to make them a little like
There's only so hard you can make a fucking crossword puzzle. Yeah, after you yelled at me for how hard the web was, get over it.
Okay, well, sometimes things can be too hard and other things can also be too easy.
Anyway,
Two different competitions. 10 for Luke. And I am very excited to see.
yeah.
Oh, let's go take a second. Oh, I hate when it does this. I gotta refresh again. Never went below a 5 this season. No red scores. And was below a 6 for what is that? 2 weeks?
And one of them was week 1,
First week.
when I think the highest score that week was a 6.
Insane.
Luke, I mean, here's the thing. I was a fan of
It's
Luke.
been above an 8 for the last 4 weeks.
I've been a fan of Luke since season 14, but now both as a player and also like again, just like I said about Brandon, like Luke, I hope to walk away with this as one of like my closest friends for a while. Like I've spent so many hours on FaceTime with him. Luke is fucking awesome. I'm getting like I love our game. I love our game so much.
And the thing is,
Um,
Luke is also someone that played season 14, and we were very close with during season 14, and then we kind of like drifted away from for about a year,
he disappeared.
and then he came
Fletcher,
back, and he's just as amazing.
yeah. I was gonna say Fletcher took like the season 14 spot of like being involved with other things. Luke, I hope to have you around more.
But Luke in the draft,
I'll leave it at that. Yeah, some people need to be booted from this draft. Hi, draft chat. I'm annoyed with you.
I don't really care.
Anyway,
Okay, thank you, Luke, for a great season. Matt,
Matt. I'm gonna keep the good times rolling here. Matt is the fact that we are here talking about Matt as a serious contender after respectfully, we just went through and we talked about all the amazing moves that Luke made. We could do the same thing for Matt, although it would be all of the horrible moves that he's made. The fact that he's sitting here and I think is a legitimate contender. Yes, this jury hates him, but I think like they love to hate him. Like
Peyton, Peyton,
it's so
what's the
fun
next of like? All right, if Brandon and Matt are in the final two, what's our excuse to vote against Matt?
um Matt, like here's the thing. If he gets to the final two, he's gonna have an uphill battle. But whereas like I honestly of anyone, I'm most confident that Matt is going to, for better or for worse, because here's how I read it. I think Brandon's gonna walk in and be maybe a little timid, a little wishy-washy, especially if the jury's coming at him. Luke, I worry, gets flustered if the jury is coming at him.
I could see that.
Matt is someone, whether his moves were good or bad, I think is walking in there confident that he's made the moves that he's made and they have landed him in this chair and he's going to stand on that.
I agree with that.
I think Matt is a dangerous force. Here's the thing. We are not going to see a Matt versus Luke final two. Although I think that would be the most interesting case, I don't think we're going to see it because Luke cuts Matt and Matt cuts Luke. So if Matt is going to be in the final two, it's he needs to win part two and then he needs to win part three and take Brandon. And if he does that, I think he puts up a good case. And I think, and like kudos to Vic and Ryan and Peyton and whatnot for like the people that have been so outwardly against Matt that are like in the straight roundtable, like, you know what? At the end of the day, do I think the move is dumb? Sure. But Matt was able to convince my closest allies that
Yeah,
I've never turned on that I flipped the vote.
that was a very big deal that she said that.
Huge for him.
And like also correct.
Absolutely
Like, she
correct.
had a right read there. Like that was a like we thought was stupid. I will say, like we clowned on him. I did
Because it
specifically.
was, but it landed him here. So how stupid can I say it was? Um,
What's your score gonna be?
I am going to be raising my score for sure. And I'm kind of going to be splitting the difference. Keep in mind, I walked into tonight thinking that I was going to be at a 9 for Luke. So and I did bump him up. But I initially planned on splitting my score between Brandon and Luke for Matt. So I'm going to be raising my score to a 7. A
Seven.
7 is, I think, a nice, solid spot that he's been in. In my opinion, if I'm giving you an 8, you've done stuff that's really good. And not that I don't think Matt has done really good, but like, you know, I don't think it's been a flawless game. I just think he's able to stand on the decisions that he's made. And I think there is a difference there.
I'd probably also
Um,
say 7. I'm also gonna say 7.
yeah.
Um,
Um, Either way, though, there's no taking this away from him. He is far from a bad finalist, and I will say that confidently.
for sure. And also like completely changed our perceptions in the past, especially in the past like 4, 5, 6 weeks. Um,
in the last 3, 4 days since the final five.
that's felt like 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks to me. Um,
Like honestly, when we look at his line 2 weeks ago, he was at a 2.5.
yeah, I gave him a 2. Uh, anyway, I Matt is someone also from season 7, 9 seasons in the making that we knew we wanted to bring Matt back for a while. 10 wasn't gonna work out. 13, were we only did we only take jurors in 13? I can't remember.
We considered Dina.
Um, but like didn't work out for 13. Honestly, like why? First of all, 16. It's just like been a long
We
time.
also we also had the guys locked up for 13. Like we knew it was gonna be Eric and Alfred and like
It's true. Yeah, it was closer than that. Uh, and we also like weren't considering him because we knew that this season was going to be coming in,
because we knew that this was gonna be the
and
one,
this would
yeah.
be like a perfect season for him. And I'm really glad that we brought him back. I think that while he hasn't, I wouldn't say he's had his time to shine on this season, but I'm very glad that he's played again and come back and made it farther and proved that he could do more than he did from going out very early last time. What are you saying?
Well, I was gonna say define time to shine. Like, don't get me wrong. In the beginning, I definitely clowned on him more than most, him and Brett, for just writing this draft chat
I
and
mean, yes, but he's seriously
stuff.
made some bad moves. I would say bad moves are almost
But
worse than coattailing.
but when I say time, but in terms of time to shine, like we're I in the beginning of this game, I thought that there was a large chance that we leave this season remembering Matt as not remembering him, as being someone who sat there and did nothing.
I
And
didn't
then
think that. I don't think I
I,
was.
I will openly admit to thinking that. After these first few weeks, I was like, Matt is just sitting there thinking that he's doing shit and is not doing shit at all. And I'm sitting here at the end of the season, and Matt has certainly done shit.
True, like this is his impact here. He's had an impact on the season.
He has had
I wouldn't
quite
necessarily call that like his time to shine, but he's had an impact. Um,
it's been his time in the spotlight.
yeah, was he shining? The jury will decide.
And I think he could. Like, listen, like we're clowning a bit, but like I'm not mad at what's happened here. I'm
Oh,
not.
and we said that before. Like, we have this final three, and also almost like I feel like I should be upset at this final three, but I'm like not.
I'm not.
Like, but I feel like I should be. I feel like this is a final three where I'm like I'm kind of underwhelmed a little bit, but like I'm not. I'm not upset at all about what this final three is. It could be a lot worse. Um, so again, what I was saying was I'm glad Matt came back. We've been waiting. He was like the first person we really were like connected with that wasn't really. I mean, the first few seasons where he's been in that draft chat. He's like the
He
first
was
person.
the OG draft chat. Also, shout out Drew, who like robbed of being here. Love Drew so much.
By us.
By us, yeah. But yeah, like honestly, Matt and Drew were the OG of the OGs
Mhm.
of bringing new people into our group and community. Like him being here feels so correct and awesome. And
Yeah.
like again, similar to, I mean, like Luke is someone that we met recently, and Brandon is someone that we're just reconnecting with recently. Amanda is someone that we're just reconnecting with. But like Matt's been with it since the beginning
Mhm.
of this second era, which really feels like the start of what we know as Big Brother SS. Big Brother SS as a name wasn't coined until season 5. So like let's, you know what I mean? Like Matt has been here since the beginning of what Big Brother SS is. Um I don't know. He's just like, yeah, he's such a great friend. I'm so happy that he's been here through this whole
And now
time.
I'm getting senti.
But like it's crazy.
He
Like
had
it's
something
crazy.
so good. All
And it's like all
right, before we
like
talk about all of it, let's just look at the graph and then we can go into it. Matt finishes the season with a 7. I'm very interested to see what his line
I
looks like.
think, is this his highest score? Honestly deserved.
It is, yeah. I mean, he's in the final three with like a good chance of potentially winning. So, why are you doing this to me? Had a 2 at one point, which is Kind of funny.
Yeah, yikes. But like,
Has
but
only
again,
been
like,
above a 5 for like 3 weeks.
he's really turned it around,
Yeah.
doing Andrew Kellmeyer justice. That's what I have to say.
Um,
Um, no, it's been. I'm so happy that Matt was on this season, and I'm so happy that this is where we're leaving it off. I would have been sad if we were leaving it off of like, oh, Matt's the dumb poo poo doo doo player that is letting us down. Like we are far from that right now. Um, and even like, I don't know. Like, let's just like flash. I mean, like, are we done talking about Matt here?
yeah.
Let's just flash on the memory wall real fast. Because I was telling Steven this earlier, just to talk about the season as a whole, again, because we're likely not doing another video on this. Looking at this group of people that ranges as far back as Morgan fucking Kane, season 3, one
Also,
of the OG blind sides, is like quoted in the Heroes versus Villains trailer, all the way up through, Liz, who is our most recent season's shining star, most screen time after going out in 7th still. Like, this season has just
everywhere in between.
represented so much of like the OGs and the recent and the start of the golden era and the start of our franchise and the new people that we've met that are awesome and some of our old OG friends that are coming back. And this season, the whole time, has given everything that I wanted. It's given drama. It's given good gameplay. It's given bad gameplay. It's given some of the biggest moments that we've had. And through all of it, remarkably so, never got to a point where it was like toxically
Hmm.
awful to run. There were moments where it was like, oh, tensions are high, but there's a difference between tensions being high and it being toxic. And it never quite pushed the line of it being
I
toxic
wouldn't say that.
because at the end of the day, everyone is still here chatting and laughing about everything that's happened. And that's what I fucking love. I will like shout out Diego for all of the mess that was made. Shout out Amanda for all of the endless FaceTimes. Vic for keeping it so real, and for Brett for calling her for calling Faven a bitch, and for
And for nearly everybody going out,
everyone.
going out and being like, they got me. Like that's the game. Um,
Even the people, again, there's always people that we walk away from the season that we are like the duds. Even if we look at who are quote, and there's no, I mean, no shade here, like quote the
Definitely.
duds. Chloe gave one of the biggest moments of our
Yeah.
franchise history. I don't care what she did this season. Like, that's not possible without Chloe Farmer being on this
Yeah.
season. Even some of the quieter players, like Paige came back and did herself justice and was like thinking things, and even like Brandon, again, quieter, but like did things. And I'm talking about Brandon Payne.
I wouldn't even call any of them close to being duds. Not even close.
No, no. Even shout out if you're still watching this, Brandon Ridge. Not certainly not a dud. We haven't talked about him in a while, but like he went out again due to past history. But that's also so like I feel like so much of this season has been paying homage to
Mhm.
previous history, whether that be Brandon's game, whether that be Ryan and Liz's rivalry. That arc was insane.
Mhm.
The absolute enemies to like fake friends to like, oh, we can actually deal with each other to like, oh, we're targeting each other to now we hate each other
And to
again.
like going out pretty much back to back,
So
like
good.
crazy.
The one of I think the most underrated storylines of the season, Luke and Faven,
Mhm.
of coming into the season being like, this is our redemption arc, but
Luke
ultimately
saving
falling into
Faven.
the exact same pattern and ending on the exact same note. Um, we have Simona and Peyton, who like I thought were gonna come in and like run this shit. We had Morgan and Brett, who finally got to play together. Um, like I could go on and on just about how like
We did
fulfilling
well.
the
We
season
did
was
well
on
on
so
casting the
many
season.
levels. We like I'm just so yeah, and like, I think it'll be made clear in the episodes also because like here's the other thing that I loved in this season. We were getting intro videos with Maeve and Nora in it. and we're getting references to Sean, and we're talking to Eric, and Tess is in a diary room, and like there are all these people from all these, and Matthew is around all the time, and um,
Scott,
like,
we need
and
to do something big for 5 years, but it has to be right. We have to do
no,
something
I listen. I've been brainstorming a whole bunch
big
of
is
shit.
not always right.
I agree. Um,
Um,
all to say, this season being essentially our 5 year anniversary season feels like it'll be airing during the 5 year.
mhm.
Feels
Right.
it feels so right. This season has been fucking awesome, and I am so happy. And thank you to all 20 people here for making it happen. And thank you for everyone that isn't here for also making it. Like, I'm so fucking happy with how this, and we don't even know who won yet.
I feel like we don't.
Watch us get to the end of this finale, and we do it at the end, and we're like, we fucking hate this season.
I feel like we don't acknowledge it enough as well. That like it takes a lot of your time and a lot of your energy to be invested in something like this. And Scott, I think you're gonna find out as you do this, but like it
Shade.
it is a lot. Like it's draining. You're doing like important things in your daily life, and you're like also thinking about this at the same time. Like, and these people, pretty much every single one of them was 100% fully invested into the season, and that taking up 33 days of your life is exhausting. It's draining, but it's so cool for the people that make it to the end to be like, I did this for so long, and this is what's paying off for me. Like this is the last day. So again, a huge congratulations for the final three. Huge thank you to everybody for putting in that time, whether it was for 3 days or whether it was for 33 days. Um, this has really been a really spectacular season, and I'm really excited because I read all the diary rooms, but I don't get to read all the chats. So I personally am excited to like relive the entire thing as we're making the episodes because I think there are things that I missed, and I'm excited to.
This is gonna, it's this, this season was so good. I'm talking about the season like, and again, we'll see how it ends. The actual ending of it is going to be so crucial. But this is the first season, honestly, since season 7 that I've honestly wavered on. Like, is this the best season? Is it? We need to see the ending. We need to see the ending. And this finale can make or break a lot.
Mhm.
But this was a really fucking awesome season.
So, props to everyone. We got one last video to post. I think that would come after this. I would guess.
That being the finale.
Finale. And we'll see what happens.
Wow.
Okay,
All right. Well, that concludes era 3.
almost until tomorrow. But yes, we'll see you this summer or
We'll see
sooner.
you.
I don't know.
It's gonna be sooner. It's gonna be sooner.
Bye.